This is an important story from a few weeks back that I just had to talk to you about. It's something that's been underreported, but it can have a serious impact on public policy. The campaign against Medicare for All is spending millions. Progressives, not so much. It's a one-sided assault, said a progressive member of Congress. So they go on in this article to explain that there are various groups that are doing an onslaught against Medicare for All. There's a group called the Partnership for America's Healthcare Future, which is an industry front group representing private health insurers, hospitals, and pharmaceutical companies. And they've spent at least $1 million in television advertisements blasting Medicare for All, and that's in Iowa alone. Now, this same group, by the way, is also ghostwriting anti-Medicare for All op-eds for state lawmakers as well. So their tentacles are everywhere, man. The for-profit health insurance companies' tentacles are everywhere, trying everything they can, pulling out all the stops to prevent Medicare for All and make you think it's, going to lead to a dystopian future where your healthcare situation is way worse than it is now, when, of course, the opposite is true. Now, beyond that, you have the One Nation super PAC, which is tied to Mitch McConnell, and they announced a $4 million TV, radio, and digital advertising campaign blasting Medicare for All. So $5 million being pumped into the anti-Medicare for All movement. And make no mistake about it, it is going to be sheer, unadulterated propaganda. That's what it is. In fact, we covered one of the ads recently. It was an ad from the Partnership for America's Healthcare Future where they're going, and by the way, they don't stop. They don't give an inch. They don't just stop at Medicare for All is bad. They say public option. They say expanding the Affordable Care. Anything that cuts into their profits, even a single penny, they're against, and they will fight against relentlessly. So the reason I'm telling you this in advance is very simple. When the question is asked by pollsters in even a minimally objective way, Medicare for All is wildly popular. Many polls have it above 60%. Now, you can phrase a question in a way where it's not, to make it not popular. Do you support a big government takeover of healthcare that takes away your freedom of choice? Everybody's going to say no to that. But it's all in how you phrase it. If you're asking the question in a minimally objective way, it's a very popular policy. But the reason why this propaganda is so important is they're going to try to trick you. They're going to try to trick you from now on. And they will, and corporate media will go right along with this. Medicare for All is now unpopular. Here's a poll that shows it. But once you dive into the specifics, you'll see it's BS. Guys, they already tried. What was the one that they did recently? They said it took away your choice. But the second that they changed the question to, it takes away your choice of health insurer, but you still get to keep your doctor, then it bounced right back up above 50% again. So they're going to use the weasel words. They're going to be misleading. And when there's a $5 million campaign against Medicare for All and there's no money going in favor of Medicare for All, yes, they're going to move public opinion, but that's where you come in. And that's where I come in. And that's where Bernie's team comes in. And that's why where every actual lefty in the country comes in. Because your job is to relentlessly fight back against this propaganda. Your job is to educate yourself on the reality of Medicare for All, the cost of Medicare for All, the upsides of Medicare for All, and go out there and call out the lies where you see them, because they are going to lie. They're going to lie at worst, mislead at best. And just know there will be an impact unless we fight back aggressively. And the biggest threat we have going into this fight in favor of Medicare for All is actually the corporate Democrats. Because we already know the Republicans are going to be against Medicare for All. We already know the for-profit industry front groups are going to be against Medicare for All. That's a given. And we're going to knuckle up and get ready to fight them. But we need allies in this fight where we push back against the relentless propaganda and call it lies. So that's why you need to be involved, and you need to be vocal, and you need to be upfront, because this is a difficult fight. Because we're not going to get any help from the corporate Democrats, the centrist Democrats, and the Republican establishment, and the insurance industry and the pharmaceutical industry. They're totally against us. So we got $5 million on one side, nothing on the other side. Man, we better speak up, and we better be aggressive. Don't let them define the terms. Don't let them push their propaganda unrebutted. knuckle up because it's going to get dirty.